So I had a question for the group. How many here that are left with us still are into serious ink? Give me a 1 if you're into serious ink.
I don't know what that means.
What do you think it means? No, we were joking today because Chandra, in working on her BHAT activities, bubble, highlight, annotate technique, has finished her BHAT technique on the ICD-10 guidelines, and she was very quiet today. We're like, what are you doing? Because I've been turned off all of my notifications, so
And she killed 2 highlighters.
She killed 2 yellow highlighters.
2,
so
not the little ones, the big ones.
To get through it, but I killed 2 of them. Oh, you're in the second one. Go to the first one, please.
I wanted to show you an example of the annotation techniques that we teach at CCO, and this is just one of them. So at first you're like, okay, so it's highlighting, but when you start, basically it's our mind and how we annotated our books and our keynotes to help you really get to the bottom line when you're trying to make a decision between choosing between, you know, two answers on a board exam question.
Go down to the AIDS and HIV stuff if you can.
What page is that?
Go down just a little bit more.
More?
Like page 18.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think I saw it.
Somewhere around in there. Maybe the page before. No. There we go. Keep next one down. Yep.
So you can see all these ways to underline, bring things to your attention, keynotes to write down. In addition, we take this information and we cross-reference it into the main part of the manual to make it all kind of flow and come together, because what you're being tested on, regardless of which credential it's for, if it's involving ICD-10, you're going to need to know your guidelines.
All about the guidelines.
Yeah. So this is made available to our students and Blitz customers.
Oh, look at that.
There's the HIV one.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yep.
She has such good handwriting.
She
Yes.
does. I was
Yes.
going to say that.
You want to know a secret? Well, not really a secret, but a fun trivia fact about me. In college, I had a professor that required us to handwrite a paper. He didn't want it typed. He was old school. He didn't want it typed. He wanted a handwritten paper. And I turned in my handwritten paper on lined paper, the whole bit. He accused me of typing it.
Really?
I thought it was some kind of funky font, and I was trying to get away with something. I'm like, that's my handwriting.
What was that
Wow.
journaling technique that you taught me while you were here? What was that you do that looks so awesome?
Oh, my bullet journal.
Bullet journal. That is cool stuff.
Yeah.
So I was going to show on our website, we've got the Batcave. Where'd it go? There it is.
It's over on the left by About Us.
Thank you. Duh, right front and center, but I couldn't even find it. Oh, so this is our bubble highlight annotation technique page. So please come check it out. We even have an interview form for people to share their experience with this methodology. We're really especially looking for old timers that have been doing this since the beginning. And I came up with this method back in 1999 for myself, started teaching it to my students in 2000. So this interview here is of my friend Barbara Chiappini. I call her Chippy for short. She was in one of my very first coding classes, and she really had a knack for it, and basically I hired her to teach for my then company, and she has been doing the bubbling and highlighting of my CPT manual every year. So this interview goes into that. It's really quite nice, but talks about how we used to call it bubbling and highlighting, and when Chandra came on board, and she goes, I kind of do something similar with ICD-10, but not so much with the bubbles. So we were like, okay, well, what could we rename it to bring it in? So we brought the annotation word in. So bubble, highlight, annotate technique, because that's where she's really big with a lot of the notes. So that's where we have on the timeline, Chandra expands a technique to include ICD-10, and we're have it trademarked now, and all right, just check it out and tell us your BAT story. And every 2 weeks we're picking a winner, and the winner can get a CCO mug or a tote bag or something cool like that. So share your story, a picture of your book's bubble highlighted, annotated, just to show it off. That'll be really a lot of fun.
Show them your mug.
Oh, my mug. Am I still? I don't know where the camera is. Is that in?
Yep, you got it.
That's great.
That's that, or you can get like kind of water cups.
The mug will work if you're right-handed or left-handed. It's an ambidextrous mug.
So somebody asked if the BAT technique can be used in manuals that are taken for exams. Absolutely. That's really why we do it, especially for the AAPC exams. The trick with the AAPC exams is that it has to be in your handwriting. Their Proctor Decoder guidelines actually state your books cannot be disqualified for any handwriting contained therein, but you cannot insert, glue, staple, paste, or tape anything. So you can't be like printing it out and putting it on a sticker in there. It has to be your handwriting. It has to be handwritten in.
Like
She said it like
she said that a lot of times.
Yeah.
I have said that more times than I care to admit. That is a super common question. Super common question. And why am I all of a sudden looking really, really red on the camera? Sorry.
That being said, though, sometimes the HEMA doesn't allow it, right?
It depends on your testing center.
Yeah.
You have to call the testing center before you go sit to find out whether or not they will allow. And
Yeah.
it all depends on how that particular testing center is taken. I've heard horror stories from some people where they absolutely were not allowed to use their books. And the thing with the HEMA, you only get one shot. If you go in and you don't have all your stuff together, you forfeit your exam and you forfeit your money, your $400 that you paid for that exam. I mean, I've had friends that they have a hyphenated last name, but they never got it changed with the Social Security office. So when they registered for the exam, they put their hyphenated last name. When they got there, their photo ID did not specifically match the way they were registered. They forfeited their $400 and couldn't test.
Oh my word.
Had to sign up again. So it's
I have
very
had-
important to pay attention to their rules and their guidelines when you're signing up for these certification exams.
I've had some people say that even with the AAPCs, you know, if you've had notes written in your exam and the proctor told you couldn't use them, so if that happens to you, then you're entitled to say, you know, please call the AAPC. Most tests are on Saturday, and they do have somebody standing by to handle those questions. So
Yep.
make sure you just advocate for yourself.